So this is a plan to create massive wealth in the commodity industry starting from zero. In this video, I'm going to share with you the most important writing piece that helped me crystallize my view and my plan on how to achieve massive wealth creation. Hey, by the way, I'm Damien, a former commodity trader and the founder of the Shipping and Commodity Academy. I guess that, like me, a lot of people aspire to create wealth for themselves and their family. But most of them don't really have a good set of principles. They believe stuff like you need to be born in money, this is all about who you know, you need to go to the right college, you know, the type of stuff that a bitter family member that works for the government would say during a family dinner. Today, we'll bust those myths and review together this masterpiece called How to Get Rich Without Getting Lucky. And at the end, we'll take the most important pieces to draw a plan together to put us on the right path to wealth. One more thing though before we start. I'm just a dude in a conference room with an ugly background, and I haven't really achieved anything monetarily meaningful in my life. And yeah, mostly lost a lot of money. So take the following for what is it. Actually, it's a bunch of tweets from Naval Ravikant, an entrepreneur, philosopher, investor that started from India with nothing and now is a part of the 0.1% of the wealthiest people on earth. His tweets were so insightful that someone compiled them and wrote a book about them. It's called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. The book is divided in two parts. The first part is on how to get rich without getting lucky, and the second part is about happiness. Obviously, I didn't read the part about happiness because we all know how it works. Once you get rich, you'll be happy, right? Right? That's it for the intro. Let's dive in.
Seek wealth, not money or status. Wealth is having assets that earn while you sleep. Money is how we transfer time and wealth. Status is your place in the social hierarchy.
At the beginning of my career, I was definitely focused on money and status. And I was like, yeah, if I can make $1 million bonus, I'll be rich. And yeah, how fucking naive I was. Now, I'm focusing on growing or acquiring assets that yield money. So it could be digital assets like the Shipping and Commodity Academy, or hard asset like anything commodity related.
You're not going to get rich renting out your time. You must own equity, a piece of a business to gain your financial freedom.
If you do not own equity, you are not going to get financially free. That's it. Since 1971, the revenue gap between salary and capital has just exploded in favor of capital. Today, it's extremely unlikely to achieve wealth with a job. If you look at any trading houses, even though traders seem to make a bunch of money, the people that are really making the big bucks, even if the market is so-so, are the ones that own equity in the business. So depending on the capital structure of the company, it's most likely the executive or the owner. I know one mid-sized trading company, 1 year they did extremely well and they had like a 45 billion profit, which is big because it's not like a huge company. The owners of the company decided to take 40 million for them and distributed the 5 billion within the team. So examine very well your career path. Does it lead to a situation where you can get equity in the business or not? If not, you may just want to adjust it right now. And don't forget that at the end of the video, we'll lay out an actionable plan.
Arm yourself with specific knowledge, accountability, and leverage.
Let's speak about specific knowledge because this is the most complicated concept to understand.
Building specific knowledge will feel like play to you but will look like work to others. When specific knowledge is taught, it's through apprenticeships, not schools. Specific knowledge is often highly technical or creative. It cannot be outsourced or automated.
Society will tell you that everything can be taught. But this is not true. Everything can be learned, not taught, and this is a big difference. For instance, let's take my example. I had a unique chance in my career. I had the chance to get mentored by my first boss. She ran a commodity trading company for more than 30 years. And at the time, she was the only female CEO in the industry. So you can imagine that she was the type of person larger than life. And I had the chance to work for her. By osmosis, I learned from her all the soft skills that made me a well above average commodity trader in this specific niche, which is dealing with frontier market. I learned how to negotiate, how to charm people, got good at pattern recognition, not only on the market side, but also on the counterparty side. I learned how to bend the rules when needed. All those skills are just impossible to learn at school. And now that I reflect on that, this is what constitutes my specific knowledge.
Become the best in the world at what you do. Keep redefining what you do until this is true.
With less than 1,000 subscribers, I'm already the best YouTuber speaking about physical commodity trading. I know, it's easy, I'm the only one. But still, it put me in the right situation to get lucky. Because if anyone on earth is looking for something commodities related on YouTube, there is a good chance that they find me. And then they learn about the Shipping and Commodity Academy. And ultimately, one day, we may close a deal together. That's for me. But now think about yourself. What can you do under your name where you could be the best in the world? Maybe you can start the best newsletter about the grain market in Ukraine, or start a podcast interviewing different actors in the carbon market, or just being the best Twitter account tweeting about battery metals. Luckily for us, the commodity and trading world is still wrapped in secrecy. So there are thousands of niches online that are ready to be conquered. Now, let's see how from those tweets we can come up with a sure plan to wealth. And by the way, I hardly encourage you to read all of Naval's tweet right after this video. I put a link in the description below. What about the plan? So first, I will give you a theoretical blueprint, and then I will illustrate it with an example. First, you need to grow, acquire, get a specific knowledge. Then at the same time, you need to create some kind of asset or content that will showcase your specific knowledge and create trust under your name. Then, if you keep creating content long enough, you will see, you will get opportunities that come at you. Then, the idea is to leverage those opportunities to get a little piece of ownership in hard assets. Let's take an example. Let's say that you work in a port in Togo, a small African country. At your job then, you start learning the intricacies of how the commodities flows in and out of the country. Then you can take your specific knowledge and start to blog about it. You can write about what happened if a client let a container at the port, how to deal with the customs, the shady stuff that happened at the port. Maybe you can even start blogging about the commodity producer in your country. You can meet them, interview them, and then if you keep at it long enough, you'll see luck will come. Let's say that someone wants to build a fertilizer blending facility in Togo to cater to the need of all the cotton producers in the region. You've already demonstrated that you know all the producers through your blog, and also that you know how to import everything because you work at the port. Then it would make sense that you ask for a little piece of ownership in this project against some kind of involvement in your site. So this is a plan to create massive wealth in the commodity industry starting from zero. Or you can try to become one of the highest ranked executive in one of the top 10 trading companies. It also works. But of course, whether path you want to take, the first step is to put yourself in a situation where you can learn a specific knowledge. And for this first step, we have the Shipping and Commodity Academy, link in the description below. So that's it for me today. I hope that you liked the video and that you learned something. And I really do hope that I give you some ideas on how you can make it in the commodity industry, but in a way with more personal ownership. And frankly speaking, this is the playbook that I'm following right now. And in the future, I will do my best to document my journey on that channel. So if you want to follow my journey, just subscribe.
When you're finally wealthy, you realize that it wasn't what you were seeking in the first place, but that's for another day.